But sometimes it makes me feel like I'm kind of a stranger here, Nico said. See, it's not just me, Harrison bellowed, smiling. From previous conversations with Harrison, I knew that this was far more than joy at being vindicated. It was relief at, as he often told me when he examined the benefits of this group, not feeling so alone with my own feelings. Nico continued. And I've been in school here since I was really little. I mean, I see girls walking through school wearing t-shirts that say, "The future is female," and I'm like, okay, I completely support feminism, but where does that leave me? Where does that leave guys? Where are we in that future? This isn't merely the anxious hand-wringing of an exceptionally aware and thoughtful middle school-aged boy. These are the same existential questions plaguing boys and men of all ages everywhere today, including those of us who have been struggling for decades to create healthier expressions of masculinity. I speak from experience. I grew up the youngest of four, an older sister, two older brothers, then me. Because my father traveled across the state of Maryland, shilling aluminum siding door to door, he was absent from the dinner table most weeknights. This wasn't always a bad thing, since our father was a man whose inner demons defined him and were given full run at the dinner table, where we ate in fear that an incorrectly held fork or a slurp, or plates filled with too much food or too little, would be met with a full-throttled fury that drove us from the table. My oldest brother tried to fill our father's absence, inciting a reign of terror in his own adolescent male image. He criticized everything we said and everything we did. He sneered at our sister's kind, hippie boyfriends. He made fun of our middle brother, who was overweight. I was very young, a highly sensitive and anxious child, and was cowed by anything that suggested failure. If my brother was a wolf, I was his endless supply of limping deer. Nothing goaded him more about me, and informs the way he sees me to this day, as much as a fist fight I got into with a neighborhood boy my age when I was 7 or 8. Given how very young we were, it was a brutal, humiliating brawl. 3 times, this boy commanded me to beg for mercy on my knees, and promised to end the fight if I relented. 3 times I did this, and he responded with yet more blows to my face and head, all in front of the entire neighborhood of kids. When my oldest brother learned about this, he grew apoplectic, deemed me a disgrace to the family, and never let me live it down. My shame was sealed. Throughout most of my childhood and even high school, everyone, my friends, my girlfriends, my teachers, considered me easygoing, carefree, and content. But any time my oldest brother faced off against me on the basketball court or the football field, I summoned an uncommon rage. And on the days I played on his team, I beat myself up afterward for turning the rage I usually reserved for him on the opponents he and I shared. Every time my brother and I teamed up, I secretly embraced, even reveled in, the gladiator team name he openly bestowed upon us. I played with a blinding red fury and tried to prove that I, too, could dominate my opponent. After those games, I felt queasy and as miserable as the evenings at the dinner table when my oldest brother spat his venom. Why the hell was I trying to impress him, of all people? What was I trying to prove? Though I was loath to admit it as I grew older, deep down I knew why. I wanted to show my brother that I was as tough as he was, that I was just as ready to fight or cut someone down as he was. To my consternation and shame, I recognized that I was trying to show my older brother that I was just as much of a man as he was. I wanted him to recognize that I could stand with him shoulder to shoulder, or, if it ever came to it, toe to toe. The rage my brother inspired in me stayed with me for a long time. Consciously and unconsciously, I carried it for years. While I kept my head down throughout high school, during my 20s and 30s, I tapped into this rage every time some guy, friend or stranger, tried to impose his hyper-masculine agenda.